y'all, to quote my mama, she would have said, I flung a hankering. I had been craving a quiche, and I did not want to roll out a homemade gluten-free pie crust but anyway, here's the point of all this rambling. Look what I found when I was at like one of those natural type grocery stores. It is a gluten-free frozen pie crust, and there were 2 in the container. So I took that as my sign that I was going to make my quiche. So let me put this over here. Now, my hands are clean, and I'm going to mix up my cheese mixture, and then I'll show you the cookbook that this is coming out of. Now, last night, this is about a cup and a half of Swiss cheese that I grated. I bought the big block of just regular Swiss cheese. And you can absolutely buy the pre-shredded. Y'all know I like to grate it. It just makes me happy. And then you use a tablespoon of regular flour. But this is going to be gluten-free. And so this just happens to be the flour that was in front. And I really like the brown rice flour, but this was what was in front. So we don't want to make it feel like it's not loved, do we? No, we do not. Okay, so I'm just going to put a tablespoon. Get that out of my way. In there and get this all mixed around. Now this pie crust, I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be a pretty good vehicle. I did cook it according to my cookbook here, and of course this would be with a regular pie crust too, but it said to prick the bottom and the sides with a fork, bake it 400 degrees for 3 minutes, remove from oven, and then gently prick it with a fork. Cook an additional 5 minutes. I did it 8 minutes. I split it in half. It's going to be okay. So there, that is mixed up. And here is our pie crust that is room temperature. So I'm just going to put my cheese and flour mixture. And I tell you what, I don't know if all this is going to fit. We're going to hope for the best. Okay, let me put this in the sink. Okay, now I have 4 eggs that I'm just going to beat a little bit. Y'all remember back in the 80s, there was a book that came out, and it was called Real Men Don't Eat Quiche. Of course, it was satire, but just that title alone was enough to make men think that they didn't want to eat this food. And really, y'all, this is very good. It's got a lot of protein. It's good for them, and us too. And you're going to have 2 cups of half and half. And this is 2 cups that's in this little container. And I saw a recipe for homemade half and half the other day after I'd already bought this and thought, rats, I shouldn't have bought that. But when I come back, it's only regular whole sweet milk and melted butter. But whenever I come back, I will let y'all know what that is. Okay, so to this, I'm going to add, let's see if they say, a ½ teaspoon of dry mustard. Let's see, where's my half at? There it is, a ½ teaspoon. Dry mustard. And then a 1/4 teaspoon, which I'm just going to eyeball, of just regular salt. And this is sea salt. So I'm just going to, let's just do a couple pinches, that'd be fine. It will be fine just like that. Okay. Now this is so versatile. You can use any meat in this, y'all. You could use breakfast sausage. You could use leftover steak, Italian sausage. It just depends on the theme of your meal. So what I did, I'm going to let this set over here and do its thing. But what I did yesterday whenever I was doing my errands, you know, we cleaned out our vehicle and it made me happy. So what I picked up was one of these larger boxes of mushrooms. And I processed them last night. See, this was 16 ounces. This recipe calls for ½ pound of sliced mushrooms. I just halved this, and I love mushrooms, so I've been nibbling on them. But I had 2 Ziploc bags. So this Ziploc bag, I have a new dehydrator that I'm playing with, and I'm not ready to show y'all anything yet. But if you have a dehydrator, please share with me some of the things that you like to do. So what I did, I sauteed these with mushrooms with 2 tablespoons of butter, and it was salted butter. And then I love thyme, and I did sprinkle some thyme just a little bit on this because the earthiness of the thyme to me goes so well with the mushrooms. Okay, y'all, you think all of that is going to go in here? I don't know. I don't know. Hang on to your hair, Ethel, as they say. All right, I got to do a little switching up here. Hang on just a second here, y'all. I got to, here, y'all hold that. I got to get this big old cookie sheet over here because I know me, y'all know me. When I get to walking this over there to that oven that is set on 325, you know I'm going to make a mess. Okay, hold your breath, y'all. Let's give this a few more twirls. Make sure we got all that good stuff off the bottom. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Fill all those nooks and crannies. It's not, woo. I'll let it sit there for a minute and see if it'll work out. I want to show you this cookbook. This is from '87, I believe, and it's the Southern Living Cookbook. These are a staple. I love, and look at all the tabs I've got hanging out the top. I love a good cookbook, and I like to write in them. If something is terrible, I put a big old X through it that I don't know, I will never do it again. And if I tweak it, I'll write that down too. It's not sinking. Okay, that's all we're going to put in there. I'll do something else with that. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to carefully take this to the oven. Now let's see how long it says to cook this. It says 325 for 55 to 60 minutes or until set. Let's stand for 10 minutes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I will see y'all back when this comes out of the oven. Okay, it is out of the oven and I've let it cool to where I can touch it. But I cooked it another 10 minutes, and as the instructions said, if you use mushrooms to cook it another 10, so I did. But if you want to see this recipe, it'll be at the top of this video, or you can type in Kimmy's Southern Cooking Quiche, and it should pop up. And if I ruled the world, y'all, it wouldn't be so hard to find. But I want to tell you that to make homemade half and half, this is what the Google says to do. Place 4 teaspoons melted butter in a measuring cup and add enough whole milk to equal 1 cup. How easy is that? Y'all, whole milk is fascinating. We can just do everything with it. But let me show you this. This looks so good. It's still warm, but I can touch it. When I took this out, it was bubbled and it looked so good. But what I did with the extra custard that I had left over, I had some sandwich meat, some, what was that? Black Forest sandwich ham meat. And so I just tore that up, put it in this dish, and then I shredded about yay much Swiss cheese until it was good and covered. And then I poured the rest of that on here. And what I'll do with this is I'm going to chill it. I'll wrap it really tight and I may cut it into serving pieces. I don't know. But this is the main thing right here. We are going to get us a taste and see what we think about this gluten-free pie crust. And we really hope it's very good. So, we'll see. Now, quiche is a wonderful breakfast food. It's great for brunch. It's good for supper. It makes a good luncheon addition. And you can, come on now, are you going to be stubborn? You can add a simple side salad. I think this is going to fall apart, y'all. A simple side salad or a broccoli salad. And I think there's I don't know the date, but if you go back up to, I know I tell y'all this all the time, but I think this may be the simplest thing. Kimmy's Southern Cooking Broccoli Salad. And that should show up. So let's hold our breath and see if this will come out. We hope this is a good product, y'all. Ooh, I think so. It came out all in one piece. So, yay. We think we like this pie crust so far, but this is the main test. Y'all, that's just as good as I remember it. You can even have a vintage wedge salad. Y'all remember those with the blue cheese? But this, I think I like this pie. I think I like this pie crust. Tastes like regular pie crust to me. So anyway, I have got my quiche finally, and I'm a happy girl. So I will see y'all next time, and y'all gonna do something fun.